Hi guys, it's Mark here from Newbie Prepping. So it's been a while since I've put one up. I'm sorry, my little girl's screeching in the background. So just want to check in with everyone really, and do this video on like a review on how the last month or 2 months have gone since obviously the lockdown. This is a time when obviously we are coming out of lockdown, and you still need to keep your guard up. You know, I do apologise. I thought about not having as many videos up now. I do want to just keep bringing in second-hand news. Everyone gets to hear about it straight away from mainstream media, until something new comes up, and then they start going on about that. And I didn't want to go out into the local woods and do other videos because I just felt that would be wrong while we were in lockdown. So I made that decision of just mainly being quiet on the channel, and just carrying on doing what everyone should have been doing in lockdown, just keeping safe, looking after yourselves. But now obviously we are coming out of lockdown, we are allowed to meet up in small groups, and it's just be careful still, but I thought this video should be more about a review on what's happened, your preparations, where you could improve, and what to do next time. Because believe me, in the next 10 years we would have another pandemic, you know, maybe worse, maybe not so worse, maybe more localized in one country or two countries, or just in one continent, but it's going to happen again. You know, even just if you look in history, there's always something what happens. You know, there's always a pandemic of some kind, or yeah, do you know what I mean? There's always something. We're meant to learn from history so we can proceed forward. And my biggest concerns would be people not learning from this one and thinking when it happens again, say 10 years time, something similar comes back around again, and some people turn around and say, well, you know, it weren't so bad. They're not going to take so many precautions, and then the next one could be a lot worse. My concern is that people won't learn, or would just ignore what's happened. They'll say that it weren't too bad, it didn't really affect us, no one in my family was affected, and so next time the precautions what people should be taking, they'll just ignore. Sorry about my little girl getting a 5 minutes of fame there. She always likes being on the camera, and it is early morning. It's a lovely morning in Northern Ireland, and I just thought I'd be outside. We started a little fire and teaching her about where to sit around the campfire so she's not being choked by the smoke. But I started the fire today mainly because I wanted to show something for what everyone who's got a tumble dryer would have this should have this as part of your bug out stuff, and it's part of the dishwasher, or not dishwasher, the tumble dryer. There's a filter on there, and you get all the fluff build up, which you have to clean out, so it stops. It helps with the ventilation. Rich's wife made it showed this to him, and he said, "Oh, it'd be good for tinder." She started laughing, and between her and my missus, they had a little bit of a joke about it. But I lit the fire today with that because I knew it would be good tinder. So it's more to reconfirm what could be used, and everyone would have this in their homes. So it's another little tip for you to have as part of your fire starting kit. You know, it doesn't weigh hardly anything. There's a good lump there, which if you spare it out would last quite a while. So what I'll do is I'll just get like a little plastic bag, put it in a plastic bag and have it as part of my bag as my fire starting kit. And this is my little, well, it's quite a big bag really, but it attaches to the bottom of my rucksack, and this is what I will normally have now for, because this is a new bag what I've got. So, and when I saw this little pouch, I thought this would be a good thing for me to have when I do, like, just having all fire starting stuff in there. It's got waterproof stuff, it's got my snares in there, so I could go out, just take this, set up some traps if I needed to catch food, gather some resources. So if I was going out, I'd take this and found some berries, I can whip out one of the bags, put berries in there. It's got a waterproof bag in there, so I can grab some water. So it's quite a nice little size. So I've got my knife at the back there, and there's bits and pieces. And I've got obviously some my fire starting kit in there, which a couple of fire steels, and there's a few matches of lighter, to have a variety of stuff. So that was just to reconfirm one thing to go into your bugger if you've got a tumble dryer. But the video is sorry, I sidetracked there and went on about starting fires. But it's mainly for you to look at how you can improve for next time. In the 2 months what we've been in lockdown, how did you do? And be honest with yourself. Did you run out of stuff? Did you have to go around trying to find some stuff which you didn't expect to try and find? Just make a note, sit down, make a note of how these 2 months are gone, and adapt what you will do next time to incorporate, so you're covering yourself more. Because next time, if it happens in the next 10 years, another pandemic, it will be worse. It will be worse, because people will look back, and kids especially, a 14-year-old now will be 24 in 10 years, and he would look back saying, "Oh, it weren't too bad. All my mates are okay," you know. And so, even though if it's something similar, they will have, they will still have. Yes, darling. Well done, darling. They will still have the health on their side if it's a similar sort of pandemic. I don't want to mention the actual name because then we get banners put up. But look at what's happened this time, and please learn from it, you know. And don't think next time round it's going to be a breeze, because it could be slightly different. It could be worse. It could be not. It might not be a pandemic. It might just be another cold going around where everyone's got one. But it will. Something would happen. History's always shown us that things like this come about again and again. You know, to let you know stuff what we seem to have run out of was alcohol. And not as in like the spirit one where you use for surgical stuff or cleaning wounds and stuff, but just to have a drink. When we went to order it online to get delivery, it was hard to get a delivery slot. And then we placed an order, and they took, obviously you put your order through and it says that you've got one, but when you come to the actual delivery, this item was out of stock, this item was out of stock. And it's like, well, okay. And quite a lot of that was alcohol, you know. So either there's a lot more people having a bit more of a jolly at home while they're at home because to tide the boredom away, or the factories, because of the lockdown, just weren't open, so they weren't producing as much. So yeah, so this is where you need to look at what you run out of and restock or prepare for that next time. So if you start seeing this happening in the world again, so we was quite lucky, as most of the preppers would have saw what happened in China and the start of the spread. We would have started getting stuff in before most people would have realised that we was going to go into a lockdown. Because if you be honest with yourself, when the virus was kicking hold in China and they started locking down, did you think that we would be in lockdown? Personally, because of air transport and the way our society is with travel and that, I realised that, well, this is going to spread. It's a 2-week incubation period before we could really see any symptoms. It's probably already here, and there was a lot more cases which didn't get detected. You've seen the way the government worked. Good. It was really good that the government, especially in the UK, did the furlough, where they paid 80% of people's salary up to £2,000. Without that, there would have been anarchy on the streets. Believe me, if people didn't have that income coming in with all the factories shut down, it would have been a lot more trouble. And I can say that safely because if you look at southern Italy, now most people in southern Italy didn't have I'm not going to say a legal job, but didn't have a job where they was on the books so they could prove their income. A bit like self-employed, but more cash in hand, how it used to be. And there were riots, troubles on the streets in southern Italy. So if it weren't for the government paying out the money of people's salary, there would have been a lot more trouble. And also, unfortunately, we're going to be paying that debt for a long while, and that's what happens. Most people are safe, and we're getting through this. So I know I'm rambling now, sorry, but hopefully everyone's safe. If you think that what I've said is a pile of nonsense, leave a comment down below saying it's a pile of nonsense and it's going to be easier next time. If you agree with me, leave a comment, just let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you run out of, and then we can sit, like I can sit down and try and think of other ways where you can get these stuff and be a lot more prepared. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to hear more, and click that little bell button. And yeah, I'm glad that everyone who watches this is still here and everyone's safe, and we will start getting back to what this channel's directly about. It's about prepping and being out in the bushes and in the woods. Hopefully we'll get out very soon and do a couple more overnighters and start having some fun again in the woods, learning how to do different bits and pieces. Once the lockdown's broken down a lot more and there's a lot more freedoms, I don't want to do it just yet, even though we can go out and meet a gathering of 6 people, because there'll be some places what could go straight back into a lockdown, and it'd be more localised next time, if more lockdowns are coming. So be safe, keep washing your hands, social distancing, and I will talk to you very soon. Stay safe, bye.